Hello everybody and welcome back to, is what might be my final major update video for this Mac computer, so to speak. As basic, Merry Christmas Eve, I should say, as in just less than 2 hours, it will be less than 2 hours, it's almost 10:20. Pause. Pause. Anyway, my update video is basically going to explain what's going to be happening next time, so to speak. Let me start with stating that basically the capture card I'm going to be going with is the AVO 4K capture card. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm starting off this page with it. Now it's 10:20. You probably want Magewell. It sounds more appropriate how it's pronounced. You see, before looking around for 4K capture cards, I was looking for this and basically the Ipfien Video. Eventually I settled on Ipfien Video primarily because, well, at the time I thought DCI 4K would have been a better choice, so to speak. DCI 4K, of all the 4Ks, of all the ultra high definition in this sense, is basically the one with the most pixels. However, I've recently learned that it does not fit the aspect ratio as it, because it'll display, so to speak, Arcohevo? Sure, yeah. It will display it with a certain pillar boxing. One example would be this. DCI 4K, as you see, it's registered as just 4K, not like DCI 4K anyway. Let me get to another point in this video so you can easily see it. As you can see, let me widen this. As you can see, there are a bit of pillar boxing here and there. Now, that could cause for some not confusion, but concern. I looked around and found, this was one of the very first articles I found. Basically, I'm just going to scroll through this. I don't want to take this too long, but for the most part, it's basically that if your final destination is YouTube or television, then ultra definition is perfect because YouTube has native 16:9 aspect ratio. But if you are shooting content that will be projected in theaters, DCI 4K is a better choice. DCI 4K is basically more cinematic. Actually, there's a video I found. It's really short, actually. 4K Ultra HD. You'll see what I mean.
4K UHD, 4K UHD. The three of them are used interchangeably, but they are not the same. If you were in a market for a new television and search 4K TV on Amazon, you will get a whole list of options from different manufacturers on their TV models. But what you will notice is that most, if not all, say 4K UHD. However, the reality is they are commonly used as the same thing, and although they are similar, the resolutions of each are different. You probably know that 4K is 2160p or 3840 by 2160. That, though, is incorrect.
3840 by 2160, yeah, that's that.
That resolution is ultra high definition. 4K, on the other hand, is actually 4096 by 2160.
He's referring to this 4K.
One is a consumer standard, one is a film standard.
The consumer standard is this, film is this, pretty much.
Ultra high
Even before he goes to it.
definition is a consumer-based resolution. Just like all your monitors and your phones, it is 16 by 9 or a 1.78 aspect ratio.
Yep, 16.9. Resolution and aspect ratio. If YouTube uses 16.9.
Aspect 0.7, 16 by 9.
Oh, 16 by 9, of course. Aspect ratio. If it's uploading a non, it'll be processed with either black bars on the left or right pillar boxes or top and bottom layer boxes, as we've just seen. Article helpful? Yeah, why not? Bitrate. Interestingly, yeah, YouTube ads support up to 8K. Boy, June 5th, 2015. Boy, 8K, that is something. If I could go there, I would. But then again, how many people would even be able to see in, not 4K, 8K? As we've seen, 4K is becoming increasingly common. Let me finish this video.
A 1.78 aspect ratio. On the other hand, we have 4K, which equates to a approximate 1.9 aspect ratio. The only difference between the two is the width of the screen. So there you have it. Even when you hear 4K Ultra HD, know that it is actually just UHD, and not 4K as we have come to know it.
Yep, in that really short video, I think my stomach rumbled a moment. Anyway, in this really short video, actually, really short yet informative to an extent video. I say to an extent because I don't know, he never used DCI, but the term DCI, but then again, he probably didn't feel the need to. Yeah, HDMI 2.0 and such anyway. So there's several different HDMIs, but why not? HDMI was HDMI UHD. Guess it's the one that supports ultra high definition. Think. Now you probably noticed, wait a minute, 4K at 30 frames per second? Wouldn't someone want to see more at a higher frame rate? Let's just say I have Liquid Video Improve that can adjust the frame rate to a lot of things, actually. Is this not that. These are just things I was diddly-dallying with, so to speak. Yeah, let's just say I've bought several things. One of which was this, because I probably felt that, by the way, one moment. Sorry, I remembered something to get the manual. One of the things with the fact in question was if the maximum resolution the two displays is not supported the same, what resolution will be displayed? It will be displayed at the lower one of both displays. Even though the computer I'm getting is not gonna be an Ultra HD sort of screen, it will be able to handle it because it has everything. Let me show you what the computer is going to be, essentially. The computer is going to end up being this. Basically, Acer Predator 17 gaming laptop, i7, such. Now, I've referenced often that it was going to be this. But one thing interestingly about this capture card, but before I get to that, basically, this was the expiry date for my license for XSplit March 2851. Like, it's not lifetime technically speaking, but whatever. Anyway, it would depend on what sort of capture encoding you are looking to do. If you're planning to capture and encode in Ultra HD or 4K, then you would need the latest i7 CPU chips, preferably 8GB of RAM. Let's see. My nose is itchy. 16GB RAM. Got plenty of that. With or more with Ultra HD resolutions. Having a dedicated graphics card would certainly help with CPU processing, but you might be okay with the integrated video card on the motherboard. So yeah, this capture card doesn't, unlike the Elgato, doesn't need a graphics card, although it would certainly help if you had one. It's like, if you have one, sure, you can use it. Sorry about that, that was just a little interruption. Anyway, for those who are wondering what the pixel height looks on this, first here's 16:9, right? Here's the 256:135, 266, 135, that's the DCI 4K. And notice that it's slightly lower in height. Kind of like this, actually. Interesting. Yeah, I still have my thing on. Sorry, I had to mute it for a second. So in that case... So that pretty much... Why do I keep going there? So pretty much, in case anyone's wondering if it would make a difference, basically the only difference is that basically the ultra high definition is basically 16:9, while DCI is basically a slightly wider version. In terms of video quality, they're pretty much more or less the same, apparently. I'm going to scroll through this slowly so you can read it. Excuse me, that was a burp. Pause if you need to. Anyway, great info. This article did a great job of addressing this topic. It's as if I asked all these questions and you answered me directly. Thanks much, Jason. Yep, the article. The person who wrote the article person. Basically, I know what you're thinking, but the DCI 4K has more pixels! More pixels! Yes, it does have more horizontal pixels, but if you have to crop the sides or a letterbox for television or YouTube, those extra pixels won't do you that much good. Generally, you should consider the question of DCI versus UHD is a second factor and concern yourself more with image quality, compression, camera ergonomics. This is for cameras, so you know. And how well it will perform in your workflow. The reality is, at these resolutions, no one's really going to notice if you do a little cropping to fit DCI 4K into Ultra HD, or Ultra HD into DCI 4K on your final product. For that reason, I wouldn't recommend you spend extra on a camera, or choose a camera solely because it shoots DCI 4K. The minor differences aren't going to be worth it, all else being equal. So basically, these would be lesser factors, so to speak, while others, such as image quality, for example, will be more, basically. Jason Miller is a senior marketing producer, editor, and visual effects artist whose work has been seen in feature films and national marketing campaigns. Basically, this but before I continue, I want to address the need of money. This one is much cheaper than it, but one thing it has over it is, one, it has a lot more storage. It may not have the graphics card, but even of the 1080, but even still, this computer has a lot more. Still has that HDMI 2.0. It has a lot. It has the ports of power. I just wanted to say ports of power. Thunderbolt. It has the Thunderbolt thing. For pretty much this entire time, not that, well, sort of, I have been essentially using this with my Blue Yeti microphone because it had a USB 2.0, USB 3? Huh? Wait, what? Could have sworn. Did I miss something? Could have sworn that one I was using was a USB. I'm sorry, I'm just confused because last time I checked, that is weird. It's more, I think this is the one I bought. Anyway, I've used that with this so it could fit onto my computer because I didn't have a USB 3.1 slot on my Mac, so I basically used that and it actually worked. I'm still confused. I thought... But anyway, this computer will basically have everything I would need. Basically has the ports, the graphics card and such, Thunderbolt, full USB, the same ports as that, so I won't have to use this anymore, although it has worked so long. And what's more, I could use this, which I also bought, on my, if it works, on this. Basically, it uses a USB 3.0. Tech specs? Wait a minute. No, I already am at tech specs. Well, I know it uses USB 3.0 anyway. And I have a feeling I may want to... And if I can, maybe I'll try throwing these things in. But something tells me it won't be necessary. But I just wanted to point out that, well, this isn't the best example, but when you're looking around, make sure you look around for whatever you have. I mean, this has a lot more. I mean, it has its own disk drive, and it has a lot more memory than it, and yet it's a lot more cheaper, yet this doesn't have as much memory. So that's one thing that's, well, two things that's not so much in. Even, it's kind of cheaper because of the holiday season, but even still, it's cheaper than, well, the other thing. So I want to just, this isn't the best example I can put up. It's rather strange that there's two solid state drives instead of like one 256 drive, even though it says, but it's already acquired at this point, a point after a while. The ports include, yep, it even has this Kingston lock, so there's that. Thought I would need one more for that. There's also this. Digital Cinema Initiatives 4K native. It's basically the 4K that's used in movies. This is not good as I imagined. The only thing that I don't think that they... 1 second. Yeah, USB 3.0. It comes with its own HDMI cable even. As you can see, that comes, apparently people buy it with a splitter, not it comes with a Wish. Well, sorry, Wish. Basically, with this capture, I will be able to capture from 4K from my consoles. Now, it says 4K for Xbox One and PS4 Pro, Xbox One X, I think. Not that. Xbox One, well, XS, you get the idea. So the fact that it can capture from consoles means it can capture from pretty much with a proper converter and HDMI cables, it can capture from even super old consoles. So with that stated, this is pretty much what I'm going to get pretty much tomorrow. As of it. Issue March 2017. Yeah, it's March, alright. January, February, March, yep, got it. Okay, where... Carry 4K with 60 hertz with them. Sorry, I'm just reading this silently. Okay then, sorry, just reading silently. So this is pretty much the computer I'm getting. Probably the reason why is actually because I'm kind of... Well, my dad is kind of the... Well, I'm the one who's being the penny pincher, actually. Not my dad. He's actually the kind of person who wants to get the most... What you can get the most of for your bucks, so to speak. Like... You want to get as much as you want out of as little as you want, so to speak. And you don't want to spend unnecessary extra funds for it. Could have sworn this was... Am I on the right? Sorry, I'm looking at my Let's comments. Like, really? It's like, I could have sworn, like... Also, oh yeah, almost forgot. The reason why I'm not going with the Elgato is... Well, I guess it's partly of the uncertainty that an Akito node with the Elgato would work. I think the reason why it wouldn't need, like... pretty much why the Elgato doesn't need, like... As you can see, there's no USB or anything on it, just an in and out port. The reason why I believe the reason why it doesn't use that is because since it's connected more or less directly to the computer in desktop form, it pretty much can do that to 60 frames per second easily. Whereas I don't think this is not that. Whereas this is not connected to anything, but it processes the video itself. So 4K 30 frames per second, but I can upconvert that frames per second. So, not to say that I don't think in theory it won't be, it's not to say that in theory this is not possible, but I still think it could be possible, but well, I guess it's also my dad not wanting the uncertainty. It's partly because of my dad with the uncertainty that it would work as he's looked online and saw that it wouldn't work with laptops. So my dad's more of a, so to speak, very detailed, kind of like me in a sense, as I may have inherited some of that from him, but yeah, that's part of his. Well, he's an engineer, so to speak, and part of his job is to be very detailed. He wants all the details, and so to speak, and I think I inherited some of that from him. And last but not least, forget it. Anyway, I did some more testing and was indeed able to Anyway, this is just for the font problem in the end. First, it only happens with symbol. I randomly tried 5 others and they all worked, and only at rather small font sizes. Also, I found this. Basically, discussion. Problem with symbol fonts after Sierra install. Apparently, some other people had problems with the symbol font. That was the font I used, and somehow was the only one that had issues for some reason. Which is not exactly the issue described, but this indicates that there are some more widespread problems with symbol fonts. Also, I found the following. If I open font books and search for the symbol format, it looks entirely different there. Greek characters, alpha, beta, etc., instead of Latin ones. I assume the Greek to be the correct version. So, as there's a symbol font on Windows 2 containing Greek letters. However, if I use the symbol font in any other application, e.g. text, edit, or also video improve, the font looks like what you showed me in your screenshot, i.e. some generic sans serif Latin character font. I showed him some screenshots, because I don't think trying to explain it with words would help too much. This is pretty much what the guy on the page linked above described. Apple symbols look like a standard sans serif font, though for him it seems to happen within FontBook as well. FontBook. Oh yeah, FontBook. Okay then. Also, I tried using the Restore Standard Fonts option in FontBooks, and this kind of solved the issue in Video Improved as well. The punctuation appeared, though the first period in your sample sentence, "This sequence was added as a joke, enjoy," was still missing. The punctuation. Okay, I'm still trying to think what punctuation. Okay, then what's still missing? I'll look it up. Anyway, the rest was there. However, the symbol font still looked like a generic sans serif rather than what it should actually look like according to the font book. Same in text edit, so this is not a Video Improve only issue. All in all, this strongly looks like the font parentheses or Mac OS handling of it, and in parentheses is somehow broken. Period. Best regards, Razvan. I really love the technical support. It's very detailed and polite and friendly. Okay, so one moment, let me get my Let's Com manual for a moment, because I could have sworn one of those ports was a USB 2.0 actually. Why is it changed? 1 second. Yes, I knew it. I'm looking in the manual now, and and this doesn't seem like this is the right port or something, because either that or they changed the thing. If I'm on the wrong page, I'll just put in the right page, because this does not feel like the right page. Because I'm reading the manual, and where it shows right here is where the USB 2 is, where it should be labeled USB 2.0 port. I don't know if they changed the listing or something in the meantime, but I know this port that I'm pointing at, it should be the USB 2.0 port. I'm reading the manual itself that came with it, so I don't understand. Why is that? I knew something. This is primarily why I bought the Letscom thing, was primarily for, in part at least, because it had the USB 2.0 port, which is what my microphone actually is. A USB 2.0. It's basically a USB microphone with a USB 2.0 port. So there's that. So that's that. Oh boy, that took a little amount of time. Yeah. Wait, one more thing. Those look like screw areas. Well, that doesn't look like screw. Those look like screw. And what's that little black dot in there? Well, whatever that is. Hopefully it's like some sort of something like this. I highly doubt, because it doesn't look big enough. Perhaps in hindsight, I probably should have gotten the Magewell, but yeah, you win some, you lose some. Maybe this'll wow me with something. Yeah, maybe this'll wow me with something. So with that said, also, yeah, it also comes with its own HDMI cable. This only comes with its own USB 3.0 cable. So, yeah. So with that said, I think that's about it. So that's pretty much what's going to be for the... If everything goes well, you're going to see me on another new computer with a new capture card, and hopefully I am recording, and on new software, and hopefully you're going to see me recording. Oh, and almost one more thing regarding the software. Interesting thing, when I was initially, so to speak, going to buy the permanent lifetime license, I was denied initially because apparently, for some reason, I signed up for the fraud prevention program, and my bank was basically preventing me from buying anything because of the fraud thing. So I contacted them, confirmed that the attempted payments were mine, and then now I could buy again. But when I contacted them the very next day, and all of a sudden an official coupon was ready. And that coupon basically took a percentage off of it. So, I think 25% or something. I think 25% or something. I believe so. Anyway, basically, them preventing me from buying anything. Well, buying what I was planning to buy anyway. I now save some money. Thank you, my bank. Helped me out in a rather unusual manner, but thank you anyway. Even if it was kind of unwitting, if you think about it. But anyway, yeah, so that's about it. So, yeah, if all goes well, if in the end, if none of these sort of things work, I'm just gonna plug it straight in with the USB 3.0 slots on my computer if all else fails, because that might be what's intended. It might be not intended to go through several things at once. Unless one of those things, like for example, has a power source, so the signal can go through easily and fluidly and without any lag or interruptions, so to speak. Pretty much also that my converters also have also need an external power source to process the signal through it so it can get to the HDMI ports. So anyway, yeah, so that's about it. Thank you all for watching. It's almost 11. Happy Christmas Eve, and I thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a happy Christmas, a Merry Christmas, and see you next time when hopefully I start with making videos from video games again, and that's it. So thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, be safe, Happy New Year, all that good stuff, and be safe and have a nice day.